Hello everyone and welcome to a new Floor.io video. This video is going to be about tips and tricks of Floor.io. I've done this twice before in the history of my channel, so I thought it was time for a new video um, which was inspired by some new Floor.io tiny life hacks I've become aware of. So to start off, some people have been running into issues when it comes to the black mode. It's what I call it. It's a random glitch which causes your background to be entirely black, your petal icons to not load, and it completely bugs out your game. So there are a few things you could try to make sure this goes away. But recently, a friend of mine has found a very interesting way to solve it pretty easily. My computer is not bad enough to actually trigger the dark mode. I've tried it a few times before, but nothing really worked. So I'm just going to tell you what you all should do to make sure that this works. So you press Control, Windows, Shift, and then you do B, and this causes for your device to like refresh all systems. So let's say you're bugging at a page or something, or your Discord is stuck, or another app is stuck. That's the moment that Windows intends you to use this feature. Um, but you can also use it on the browser on the game to force the game to reload again, and due to your browser memory being refreshed as well, there's a bigger opportunity of your floor environment being loaded incorrectly. um, so yeah, that's it for the first tip. Let's continue with the next one. The next one is all about this tiny status thing. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use magnifier to show this all to you. Hold on a second. Yeah. So what we have here is this tiny debugging menu. Now you see, we have here the date that the update was released. We have here the amount of pixels that are being seen on screen. We see the response data of the game, but most important, we see entity information around here. I don't know why my mouse is being so slow, but I think it has something to do with my recorder again. So here we have entities. We have new, we have changed, we have delete, we have unknown, and we have total. So look, the new entities, and it speaks for itself. Those are the amount of entities that have been spawned within a certain amount of time. Um, then next we have the changed entities. Changed stands for the entities that moved, the entities that took damage, got poisoned, or got affected in any way. So like the way this game works is that basically every mob is under the change category, um, because every mob moves in some way. If it's not because of its own moving mechanic, it's because other mobs push it. So then we have deleted. Deleted is speaking about the amount of mobs that got wiped out of existence. And then we have unknown. Unknown stands for the amount of people, the amount of flowers that are actually within the radius of your own flower. So, like all the flowers that are in your chat radius that are able to hear your chat messages, and those will be shown in the count of unknown entities. So, as you see right now, there's one person near me that's capable to hear me. So, if I'm correct, if I say hi, um, uh, 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 should be someone around to hear me. Oh, there's no one around to hear you. Well, that's a fault of mine, and that's my bad. Then the radius is slightly bigger than I've expected. But if we now get out of magnifier mode, we can see that here is a player. You see here with this bubble. This is the second person that got shown here in the unknown section, and here below me we have other person because this is spawn. So let's see. Look, here we have two other persons, and these persons automatically get shown in the count of unknown entities. So the total amount of entities, yeah, it speaks for itself. Is the total amount of aspects of the game that are currently spawned in on the map, and whether it's a flower, whether it's a mob, or I don't know entirely for sure um, if summons are being counted as entities, but we can easily test that. Let's see on a wrong key. Now we have around 20 entities. I don't know if I'm able to actually test this because the entity counter changes all the time, but it should get a slight boost when my sticks spawn in them. Yeah, you see, we got two extra entities. So the summons also count as entities. So that's it for the second fact. And then we have this new funny thing. Let me pull up a magic trick. I've stolen this one from another YouTuber. I know I'm going to give him a shout out in the on the end of the video. But this one I didn't know. So I did know that if you tap Alt, you can see the hidden stats of petals. So you can actually see how much damage and health and heal your petals do, which is not rounded by certain digits or something. I don't even know how to pronounce it in English. But now the second thing, which this other YouTuber discovered, is this. I press Alt, I click on the petal, and I can take another version of the petal out of this petal. I can copy my petals. Of course, it's not a duplicator glitch or something. This is actually something that the developer intended to do. Of course, as most of you should know, you can press Shift and click a petal to make it disappear from your loadout, um, which is very easy. But you can also open the inventory and just, the crafting menu, and just simply click on your petals to make them get out of your inventory. You don't even have to press Shift for it. Um, so for the next one, I'm going to discuss a few builds with you. So in one of my videos, my April Fool's video, I've used this particular build for the main part of the video. This build is actually amazing at survivability. Um, in Anthel, it can literally bounce me all the way up to the Manfred squad without any help from anyone. I must say that it's harder for me the uh, when the corridor between the second last room and the last room is filled up with ultra ants. But sometimes, if I'm lucky, I can still pull it off. This build can basically, with some training, get you out of any kind of situation. I've also used this build in Ocean a few times to get myself out of crab spams. Um, so this build is really something I would recommend. But also, as you see, I have a bandage here, or a tally bandage, as I call them. So when I equip this, and my second chance is used up, and I activate this, I can just press R, and I can ram into a crowd of mobs, and they will bounce me all the way up, which allows me to actually spawn supers. So when you actually use this build, by the way, this is not meant to happen. Get the effort. Um, If you use this build, you can actually spawn supers in biomes like ocean or jungle. Garden may be a bit difficult. Anthill might be difficult as well. You mainly have to watch out for small passages because those are hard to come through with rubber since you can't control it. So that's it for this build. Then I have a second build I would like to show you, which is a new generation of bubble builds. Look, let's see, I've my settings set up correctly. Look, this is without yin yang. I'm sorry for the lag. Must have been because of something else. Let me close something real quick. You get out. You get out. Yes, get out. Then you get out. I'm sorry, my bad. Come on. So this is the moment where I use this trick again. I press Ctrl Windows Shift B. Gotcha, and I'm back. Anti-lag. Let's go. Reload the page. Leave. So now we're back without lag, and now I can properly introduce this bubble build to you all. You see, I can effortless bubble through the ocean with this build, and the only thing that makes it difficult sometimes is bumping into walls because and bumping into other entities because that reverts the direction of your bubbling. So then you have to stop bubbling and turn in the right direction again. So this is mainly a perfect strat for mobile bubble build, and also a good strat for super race car. But I'm going to talk about that one later. Um, the next thing we're going to discuss is based on something I showed earlier in this video, which is Windows Magnifier, which you can use this to tap difficult AFK checks. So let's say we have an AFK check around in the middle of the screen. We press Windows plus and the magnifier shows up. We can then control the magnifier with the following options. You can press Ctrl Alt L, and then we get a lens. This is extremely helpful for tapping AFK checks because, as you see, the mouse cursor remains the same size, but you get zoomed in on the AFK check. So this actually makes the hitbox for the button of the I don't know how to call it, of the button of the AFK checks, which you have to drag. It actually makes the hitbox of that thing bigger, so you can easily grab the thing you have to pull, and you can just drag it around. My explanation is kind of difficult to understand. I know, I'm aware, but I'm just finding words because I'm really trying my best. I'm Dutch, I'm not English. English is my second language, and I'm still 16. I'm sorry, people, but I'm still 16. Um, but, anyways, that's it for the AFK check. And next on, we have another section, which is about two of the hardest achievements um, you can think of, which are Super Biologist and Super Race Car. Now, I want to present to you a new biologist strategy first, which I made a list and explanation on in a Google Docs file. So, what we're going to do, we're going to exit Windows Magnifier real quick, and then we're going to hop over to my Google Docs. Yeah, alright, so what we have here, I'm going to read it out loud. If you read faster than I speak, you can just pull off the sound and read it yourself. Um, so the Super Biologist Guide by the Jabberwock. Everything between the tiny hooks is optional. Overmind needs to be achieved in either jungle or anthill. Mount can be skipped. So please follow the order of biomes as written down below. You start with factory because that biome is unpredictable when it comes to squatting. You have to get a squad together if you want to do this achievement, but all members must get help from players on their own factory team to achieve the first 8 or 10% if you're lucky. After everyone is done factory, you can move on to the next biomes. Garden is the second in place because you are likely to get stuck in garden. Dandelion and Anthole will be tricky to get but are really required. Bumblebee is also not easy but will probably show up earlier if you're lucky. If you're done with garden, the hardest part is over. I also recommend to check up on mini spiral when it comes to dandelion or anthole. Occasionally, those can spawn there as well. So what I mean with tiny spiral, I'll show that real quick for players who are not um, really familiar with sort of other terms. So here we have the map, and here and at the right side of the map we have this reversed hook. This is the mini spiral. In here are a few ultra mobs that can spawn, and Dandelion and Anthole are a few of those. So if you're having a hard time collecting those, I would check up on this section of garden. Um, why am I pressing Alt plus Tab when my dog is here? Sewers as the next biome is just strategically since that biome is the closest and the easiest next section to pick. After sewers we have jungle and ocean, which are both not very difficult to pass through. There are not a lot of special things around ocean and jungle. Um, I mean, for the leech you sometimes have to go back to shell zone and you'd have to collect four bubbles or three, depending on how much squad members you have for the achievement. Um, Also, I'd recommend an ocean to get into trenches from below, so you can easily access a shell zone if you can't find a leech. Um, Alright, so in the last section we have desert and anthill. These two are safe for last, since the amount of optional mobs you have to kill is based on the results of other biomes. And of course, the last stop is definitely pyramid, because not because it's too hard, maybe it is, but also because you simply can't find your way back out of there. So, what I mean by this, we have a few difficult mobs in Anthill and in Desert that are required if you skip certain mobs in other sections of the achievement. For example, if you skip Mount, you'd have to get Overmind in Anthill. So that depends on how well you did in jungle. But also, for example, if you didn't get, let me see, if you skipped like something of garden, like dandelion or anthill or whatever, you'd have to get more in anthill, like queen fire ant or fire ant egg, because those are really difficult to get. But anthill and desert have a few mobs which are not easy to get, which can still be gotten if you weren't lucky in other biomes. So yeah, and also pyramid is really hard to get out of, so I really recommend to do that as lost. So the link of this file is in the description of this video. Go check it out if you want. Everyone will have access to this file, and everyone can place comments in this file. You cannot edit it, but if you have comments on the file or something that doesn't seem right in your opinion, you can always comment it in the file, and when I see it, I will probably change it. I'll look at it at least. So back to floor. Most of you who have been attempting to get super race car know that you have to follow a certain road. So what you can do, you can use this particular bubble build, which I've recommended in an earlier part of this video, and you go this route. You go from here and go around, and then you bubble past here, and then you will despawn, which allows you to claim the checkpoint near desert. You spawn, you are unlucky because of a legendary hornet being stuck here, and if the thing wasn't stuck here, you'd get into this portal. You press R, you press ask. No, shut up. You do this. Hello. My keyboard isn't responding. Alright. Now it is. You do this. You run up to the top. You go to jungle. From here. I mean, of course, I'm far too slow currently to complete the achievement because I'm recording. But if you don't have a potato computer and you can actually move freely around, you can just hop onto this portal. You repeat the same strategy. Well, not completely. I would recommend to swap to different bubble builds because you'd have to get more control over your direction, about your direction at this last section. Um, I have a bubbling skill issue because of the recorder now, but if you don't have a bubbling skill issue, you could easily get with your normal bubble build to ocean. You just wait around here and you teleport back. And my latest attempt, I completed this route within 1 minute and 13 seconds. So if I would just get into the jungle portal more easily, get into the ocean portal more easily, and get rid of random mobs that are in my way when I spawn in garden, I will be able to complete this run. So good luck everyone with trying this achievement. And this brings me to the very last part of this video, and don't laugh at me, it's really important. With the credits, we have the terms of service. You guys should really read this because the amount of people that are complaining and and stressing about getting banned for account sharing, for swearing, for hacking, for random things. Everything you're not allowed to do and everything the developer is allowed to do is in the terms of service. It's a really long paragraph, but if you scroll down to, if I remember it right, to point 4, limits of use of the game. The licensee may use the game as follows. And then we have 4.1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we have 4.2. The licensee may not. The licensee is the player. The licensor is the developer. So in here, there's clearly stated that what the licensee may and may not do, and what the licensor may and may not do. So you have to read this. You have to be aware of what you can and can't do, so that you can't so that you can't get banned without you knowing that you broke a game rule or something. There are too many people who don't read the game rules, and that's really incompetence in my opinion. So that's gonna be it for this video, for the main part of this video. The only thing that's left for me to do is to give a shout out to this wonderful YouTuber, um, because I have really respect for him. This guy has really invested time in creating tips and tricks for new players, like I used to do, and I'm really happy about the fact that there's now someone new who actually is doing this as well. I mean, his account is like a month old or something. I don't know. His first video was from a month ago. Um, but his content is really interesting because, as you see in the thumbnail, for example, I didn't even watch this one. He's looting he says he's looting a mecha crab, and the only things he's basically using is starfish, a few ultra wings, a super coin which can be easily replaced with a blood stinger or something, and an ultra faster. I mean, an ultra third eye can be replaced with mythic third eye. That doesn't even mind. But this guy really knows what he's doing. He's making tutorials. He's really doing a good job. So big shout out to him. I will put the link of the video where I got the tips and tricks from in the description of my own video. So that's going to be it for this video. I'm hoping you all have a great day, and this was Jabberwocky.